Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be invited here for this session. Our group really is involved in the power space. We build gas-based power plants, coal-fired power plants, also do a lot of work in the nuclear space, but I'm not here to really give a story about our group. In the energy space, my own view is that we need to take two major and very important factors into account before we really start seeing where is this scape shifting. I believe that food and water are critical areas that are going to determine as to where this shift happens. A lot is going to be dependent on where the food basket of the world, or which are going to be the food baskets of the world, which are going to require extensive power for pumping the water out of the ground, for transporting it over long distances, for processing the food that is prepared, as well as shipping it to the consuming regions. If you look at a simple statistic, in India, we are currently achieving about a 9% growth rate every year. What does this 9% growth rate really mean for a country like India? It means that 30 million Indians move from 1 meal a day to 2 meals a day, which effectively means bringing a continent about the size of Australia into the food market. Now, what is that going to do to the actual food requirement? And going back to that, the power that is going to be, or the energy that is going to be required to achieve that kind of production. We currently have in India about 300 million people who are surviving on 1 meal a day. So you see really 10 years of that kind of consumption just to move to a simple 2 meal. And then they start moving up the consumption curve in terms of the complexity of the foods that they imbibe. So to me, I think a shift in the energy scape largely is going to be driven by where is food going to be produced, where are the large water surplus regions in the world, and where is the power that is going to be used, generated to achieve this generation of the kind of food that is required going to come from. That, I think, is going to really result in determining where is the energy scape really shifting. What is the mix? I believe that all the mixes will survive, whether it is nuclear, which I believe is the dominant option. I believe that coal will coexist in the interim because of the time period required for nuclear plants. I believe that fossil fuel plants will also, that is non-coal-fired fossil fuel plants, will also have a major role to play. Renewables will kick in, but I believe that they will at best cater for a very small bridging requirement. I don't believe they will ever become the dominant supply source. Honestly, in the Indian context, we strongly believe that nuclear is the option that we have chosen, and that is the way forward. So in trying to determine where the energy scape is shifting, I personally feel that it is going to be determined by humanity and the needs that humanity, as it moves along from the current global population of 6 billion to 8 billion by 2030, is going to really result in a huge shift in where the energy is going to come from. So I'll leave that thought with you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.